listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Yeah, so, I watched plenty of quarterbacks scramble, buy time. Matt Ryan was known for it. Yeah. Drew Brees known for it. Yeah. But they had people to throw the ball to connect with.
Did they make the wide receivers, though? But all I'm saying is, did the quarterback make the wide receivers, or did the wide receivers make the quarterback?
I think they form a good symbiote. You can't, if the quarterback can't trust their receiver, on certain routes or certain plays or a busted play, you just got to make something up. You have to know where that receiver is going to run to, and hope he doesn't run into double coverage or something like that. And you can't thread that window. See, Aaron Rodgers can only do so much. He's got to have an IQ high receiver that's going to get open. That's going to, okay, this is a busted play. All right, I'm going to do my own thing. Well, go long to the garbage can. Let's go. Does he have that? Can he develop a rookie that fast like that? Somebody from the draft. He's good. He's great. But that's a feel out there. You play football. Certain things is about a feel and about a comfortability with the person that's next to you or the person that you're connecting with. Is he going to be able to build that in that short amount of time? He had that with Devontae Adams. He had that with Jordy Nelson. I haven't seen him have that with Randall Cobb, but I haven't seen him have that with too many other people.
So at this point, if you're looking at best option for the Green Bay Packers, you still got Marquise Valdez-Scantling, who's there, and somehow he's become the new darling of free agents of wide receivers. But really, to Jay's point, shouldn't he be able to, and they'll have 2 first-round picks also, shouldn't he be able to find a receiver that he can mold in the Aaron Rodgers way and groom him to be the person he wants to give the ball to? I don't know if that came out right. But throw the ball to.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Oh, yeah, catch the ball. Put it in his, yeah.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do, but where do those first rounds come from? I mean, I don't think any of those are in the top 10. They're towards the back, right?
Right. Back in. I want to say they're in the 20s, I believe.
I mean, there's some talent in the wide receiver position, so I've heard. I haven't fully scouted yet like that, but I've heard there's talent. But will talent go that far back?
I don't know. First round talent, I don't know. Jay, what do you think? Can you find a franchise quarterback at the back end of the first round?
A franchise quarterback?
I mean, wide receiver.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're out there. I mean, actually, you have a better chance finding a franchise wide receiver down there, because if they're getting picked that late, they're probably going to a better team. Mm-hmm. And going to a better team that's a better established system already set up, and you can lock somebody in. The problem is if you get these guys high on the list up in the top 10s, usually they're going to a bad team with a bad offensive coordinator or a new offensive coordinator, situation like that. And then now you're asking them to come in with a quarterback who can't get them the football behind a bad offensive line. So if you're getting picked in the top 10, you're probably going to a bad spot. And so that's why you see a lot of these guys come into the league and struggle on their first year or two when they're coming straight out of college, because it's difficult unless you fall into one of these teams like Tampa Bay or other teams like that. You fall in there and you get opportunity to play with some people who can get you open. But the issue is going to be now, like Chase is a prime example. There's a young kid who came in on a good ball club and made a difference. He went to a Detroit or something like that, went to a bad ball club, we might not have heard much of it. That's what the issue is with these guys. So I think sometimes a blessing is that when these guys are getting picked late in the first round, late seconds, they don't get the money like they're supposed to get, but they also get into a better situation that they might be able to thrive in the NFL because they're just playing in a better system.
It's funny that you said that, because you've got a lot of teams this year with multiple first-round picks. Philadelphia being one where they have 3 first-round picks. I honestly thought, and this was what had come to my mind, I thought Philly was going to use one of those first rounds or even 2 of those first-round picks and package them and send them along probably with Jalen Hurts to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. Thought that was an option they had because you've got so many things you can play with those 3 first-round picks. But now you've got Philly, who is in prime position. All they need is everything. I mean, you know, they just need somebody who's good to do something for them to keep it rolling.
The problem with these first-round picks, I read an article about it, is that most of the time they're weighted like a high second-round pick because you don't know where that first-round pick is going to land. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4? Or is it going to be 32nd? You know what I'm saying? That makes a huge difference. And so they don't weight it like you're getting the 4th or 5th pick in the draft. They weight it like you're getting the 32nd pick in the draft. And that's why sometimes those first-round draft picks don't bring back as much as you think they should. Right? So sometimes those 2 number ones don't really matter. You know, it all depends what you're going to be able to get back for those 2 number ones. And a lot of times you get a lot less back than what your fan base and what your team thinks they're going to get. So like then too, you know, teams these rookie salaries. If they can get a guy to come out and be a star on a rookie salary, that means they can spend some money on some good free agents and they can make a run somewhere. That's why you see these teams spend big money like the Bears did with the Khalil Mack when you had Mitchell Trubisky in on his rookie deal because they did not have to spend money on him. That's why I'm saying to you right now, the Bears have to make, hey, Justin Fields has to prove himself with this year, I believe, because I don't know if he does not, even when he goes into year 3 and now we're negotiating for his long-term deal, if he's not playing at really good status, I don't know if the Bears pay that big money to keep him because they do that, whereas we see teams get handicapped by these big contracts to their quarterbacks, a la the Green Bay Packers, who lost, obviously, the top 5 wide receiver in the league in Devontae Adams because Aaron Rodgers wouldn't take less money and throw something off to his star wide receiver.
Well, with the Packers having the 22nd and the 28th pick, you should be able to find something substantial there, but you probably have a lot of leeway to make moves. And to your point, Jay, I think if you don't have a good Justin Fields by year 3, there is no need for an extension. Then you're really in rebuild mode, and you've got to shift and move priorities because you're thinking in 3 years, Justin Fields should be able to take the Bears and super jump or supersede or move a step ahead of the Green Bay Packers. You would think Aaron Rodgers can't play like this forever, can he?
Well, I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers can play like Aaron Rodgers. The question is, does he have the people around him now to make that much of a difference? Now, I think they're going to be able to score points up there. I don't know if the defense is going to be as good. I think the issue with right now is Detroit going to be better or worse than what we're used to seeing them? And can the Bears climb out the NFC North-South cellar? Because I don't know. I think what you just said earlier, there's a rebuild year and a rebuild year next year. I don't think the Bears are going to win 3 games this year, to tell you the truth. I don't think they're going to. I think when they picked these wide receivers, they told you we're not trying to win this year. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to win this year. I mean, they're going to run a team out there, but all these guys are playing for contracts next year, hopefully. And I think probably half the guys on the team this year won't be there next year. They're going to be cutting people loose. And now they're going after free agents then. Okay. Now we got to see what Justin Fields is all about.
Well, Rich, I'll give you the last word on this subject when we talk about what's going on week 1 with the NFL free agency spree right before the draft. What's your final take on what you've seen so far?
The drama is just starting. Wait till draft night. Like you said, with all these first round, multiple teams with first rounds in play, you're going to see a lot of movement, and it's going to put you in awe. There's a lot of teams with a lot of spaces. A lot of questions need to be answered. You have some teams that seem to have it on paper all put together, you know, either Rams and the Buccaneers. You know, Brady coming back is huge. But for other teams to be in some kind of contention, they've got to make some serious moves. Chicago, not so much. I don't think they're going to go as low as only win 3 games. Are they going to be a playoff team? Probably not. But like you said, they're not looking necessary to be a playoff team. So good for them. But everybody else in the NFL wants to be in that playoff spot. So you're going to see some very interesting and possibly even desperate moves come the next couple of weeks when we start actually talking about who's getting drafted and where and at what point and all that.
Well, you know what? We'll leave it right there for now. When we come back, we're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about college basketball. We're going to talk about basketball, period. We're going to go full hardwood. We're going to take it to the court. And we're going to tell you everything you need to know about basketball as it is right now. And will a certain player with green shoes make their return to
Don't do it.
Madison?
Yeah. I was having a good night.
Okay. All right. Well, you know who it is. You know what it is. He's Jay Sizzle. He's Rich Sizzle. I'm G Sizzle. And we will see you, my friend, on the other side.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.